So seriously is building the Pixar of mobile. What do I mean by that? Well, we want to be able to have the experience for any viewer or player be just as rich as any Pixar film. However, we're not really doing a movie or anything like that. We're building an entertainment IP as a service, utilizing mobile as a vehicle for that service. This way, it really allows us to build and introduce a universe and characters through a mobile gaming platform. It's something that is engaging, and it's a great way just to kind of introduce this new world. A little bit about seriously. So we're a small group of folks. There's about 8 of us in LA and about 35 of us in Helsinki. Most of the business comes out of the LA office, or the Venice office, and the Helsinki office is basically all the programmers and the artists and the production folks. It's where all the magic happens. So, as such, as a small company, we need to be very careful about, not over-hiring. And so, we try to hire kind of the best of the best, and we're very mindful of that. I think that it's really important to do in an industry that, is very crowded and very hard to penetrate. The industry, well, we're trying to challenge the way entertainment IP is created. Obviously entertainment in general has seen this transition currently, and we think that a mobile experience is kind of the way to do it. And while the gaming industry as a whole is really focused on performance marketing and acquisition, we look at it a little bit differently. I mean, we really look at it as a brand, and obviously, I think it's really important for us that we acquire the users and that we're looking at all of those metrics. But it's also very important for us to remember that we are a brand and that is what we're trying to build. And so that's what we're trying to do. Our first game, Best Fiends, launched in October 2014. So just a little over a year and a half ago. We now currently have over 35 million downloads, about 2.1 million daily active players. And I think a lot of the success has been because of the creative marketing that we've done that's centered around influencers and the digital platforms that they're around. I mean, over the last couple of years or so, we've ran dozens of influencer campaigns and have used hundreds of YouTubers and social influencers. As you can see, so in 2015, our main focus was the European market. We wanted to understand, our users. We wanted to understand a market that wasn't, as big as the U.S. market. And we put our focus into the EU market, and that resulted in basically a #1 in the free iOS store in Germany, France, and in Austria. Now, what we learned from that, and what you can see on this chart, is these patterns of where we basically would run these influencer campaigns, and you can kind of see it spike up. Now, as we ran those influencer campaigns, there would be huge spikes, and then it would drop. But what would happen is that the baseline would grow just a little bit. As we did it more, it became stickier, and the baselines grew every single time. Now, what ended up happening was that it kind of had a snowball effect, and eventually a lot of just organic downloads started happening, and it started sticking. So now in those markets we're consistently the top 25 or so. games in that market, or in those markets. So now in 2016, in the last couple of months, we've really been focused in the US market. We all know that the US market is a huge market. It is a very hard market, and it's very fragmented. And you just have to, be that much more strategic about it because we're not rich. So moving forward in 2016, we will continue to try to build on the success that we've had in Europe and try to continue to build the US base. As you can see, in the last 7 months or so, our US market shares have increased pretty significantly. And that's because we've been laser focused at it. And again, utilizing and using a mix of creative marketing and impactful campaigns have really kind of been the difference for us. And some examples. So last year in 2015 in December, we ran a campaign called Race Against Lyme. It was a charity race, and the objective was to basically beat as many slugs as you can. If you've ever played our game, that's kind of the goal. So what we did was we got 21 YouTubers, we put them in teams. Each of them had a charity they were backing, and they would reach out to their audience to have them get behind it. We also decided that we wanted to go a little bit more mainstream, so we used Ellen also in the US, was really great for us because it really created the awareness on a mainstream level. What that resulted in was it was great for us. I mean, there was over 1.3 million hours of gameplay during this campaign. We had 325,000 downloads in just one day. 2.1 million daily active users, which was at that point the highest that we've had historically. And it resulted in $250,000 being donated across various charities. It was a huge success for us. I mean, I think, it's one of the reasons it was a great success is because we were able to integrate it into the game. So players would come into the game, they would choose which charity or influencer they wanted to support, and those slugs that they defeated counted towards that team's goal. I'll show you a quick little snippet of one of the influencers trying to get his audience to participate.
This trailer is a paid promotion for Best Fiends.
How could you forget that Best Fiends is doing a charity event next month? Walmart's not like anybody can figure out that information by looking in the description section below. As if you would know all the YouTubers that are going to be part of it. Yes, so many YouTubers. They can download the whole game in the description below. The whole game. You can. And they can do it for free.
The great thing about this is that, unlike traditional brands, we want to be able to parallel our content with the creator's content, right? Because we want the creator to be able to connect with their audience. That's one of the most important things for us. And we used a few big guys here. PewDiePie, Markiplier, Hayes Greer, to name a few, but overall a subscription base of over 150 million subscribers. Mixed with mainstream media with Ellen, that really did pull great results for us. In March, we did an integrated campaign called Mobile A Hunt. What we did was we used 10 YouTubers, such as My Life is Eva and Tila Dunn, and we had them create these eggs. They designed it themselves. They had their audience vote on which Easter egg they liked, and we then took those designs and integrated them into the game. We hid them across the game, gave clues to the influencers. They reached out to their audience and basically asked them to find it, and then we rewarded the player once they found all of the various eggs. And that was great as well. And one of the reasons that was really good was because it connected the audience with something that the influencers themselves created. So again, it's this notion of running parallel content to our game and to the influencers' audience. In April, we had a campaign. We were one of 27 apps for an initiative by Apple called Apps for Earth. It was a great cause. It was with the WWF, and it was great. So what we did there was we combined traditional influencers alongside with a mainstream influencer to help kind of build that awareness of this campaign around Apps for Earth. And we used Ariana Grande as kind of our mainstream person, and Rosanna Pansino, and Cutie Pie Marzia, Captain Sparkle to kind of run and lead the YouTube platform. We did really well there as well, and again, there was a huge integration into a game. We built, 20 levels just around the initiative where the environment was the Yangtze region. You could buy the panda bears, and it would basically all go to this great cause. In the next couple of months, we have a campaign that we're launching that I can't talk too much about, but I wanted to kind of tease it, where we're using Joey Garcepa. He is an upcoming guy. He's kind of a big guy these days, and he has a show on YouTube Red called Escape the Night. Rosanna Pansino, which is known for Nerdy Nummies, and obviously Kate Walsh, which is known for Grey's Anatomy. So more to that in the next couple months. Be sure to check it out. Lastly, I have about a minute left, so I'll go through this quickly. Some of the things we learned in the last couple of years. An authentic endorsement. That's kind of key for us. It's really about having influencers that actually enjoy the game. The game is not for everybody, but it's we believe it's a great game. So it's not too hard to get somebody to back it, but it is very important to have it authentic. It comes out organically. The engagement with their audience is then organic, and then that translates to longer engagement in our game. Tentpole influencers. As you've seen, we've used big influencers, and we'll continue to use big influencers because they build a brand. They help build the brand. They help convert for us. And YouTube is a great platform. Digital is a great platform because it's really one click away. 70% of views are on mobile. So having it be one click away is as you guys probably know, very important. There's an extended life cycle as well. I think that that's another benefit with YouTube and with digital platforms is that there's the video views continue to grow, their audience continues to grow, the engagement continues to happen in the long run. And what that means is there's a CPM value to it, right? It helps build the brand, it helps build who we are and what Best Fiends is. The one thing that we do, you know, we continue to stay diligent about is complying with the local laws and rules and regulations with various agencies such as the FTC and the ASA. These are, you know, these are really important for us to keep on top of, and you know, we'll continue to do so. And you know, it's a priority for us. And you know, in a world where things are quickly changing and evolving, it's a hard task, but it's a task that you know we know is really important in the law. And that is it. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Yes.
When you approach that big YouTubers, do you have to pay them money?
Yeah, they're not cheap. But we do it. But we do it in a thoughtful way, right? There has to be a good value proposition, right? And that's why, you know, we think that you know aligning, you know, the YouTubers' content with our content is you know, vitally important. But yes, it is not cheap. But I will tell you that the ROI on it is much more obtainable, and you can see it quickly. Whereas, you know, if I bought TV for a week, I don't know what's happening, right? There is no conversion there. So yes, to answer that question, yes it is. Any other questions? Yes. No, so Apple basically chose 27 apps, and we were one of the 27 apps that they chose to be a part of. Yes, sir.
Your market share slide showed that China is the #1 market. Did you do the same to achieve?
Yeah. I mean, I think China has been an important market for us. I think from a monetization point of view, it's not been as great, but it's a huge market, right? And it's great for brand awareness, and it's great for branding purposes. You know, I think the U.S. market has proven to be kind of the bigger market when it comes to monetization, right? It's about, you know, 3 times as impactful as Europe and then China. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you guys use both YouTube influencers and also what's called mainstream influencers.
Yes.
Is there a perfect proportion for that, or is it a case-by-case basis?
It really is a case-by-case basis, and it really depends on the value proposition you provide as a marketing campaign, right? I mean, I think that sometimes we run campaigns and we only use YouTube strategy, or vice versa, and it really just depends on the creative that surrounds it. Anybody else? Yes?
What percentage of your advertising spend is dedicated to more traditional CPI channels, or do you solely focus on the influencer?
A very small percentage. Majority of our spend goes into creative marketing and coming up with these concepts and you know, working to get it. Because again, you know, for us, there's a brand value that kind of goes beyond the CPI. Obviously, CPI is very important, and you know, we want to be able to grow that user base because that pays the bills right now. But overall, the way we look at it is that there's also a brand awareness play.